Hey everybody, Troy here from TR Tech Tactical and Survival. I am out here in the woods trying out, well, I've been trying out a product from TomTop. This is a folding wood stove that TomTop sent me. This is one of the most affordable folding wood stoves money can buy. I have been using this, you can see by the burn marks, I've been using this for a while now and getting a feel for it. You can hear my chickens in the background. I'm not far from the house, but I wanted to do this in a real outdoor setting and show you how it burns outdoors for real in a windy environment and how it cooks, because I have been using this for a while and testing it out, and I never do a video review of a product unless I've thoroughly used it and tested it. So now I feel confident in telling you what I think about this product. And my first thing is, I must say, it is stainless steel, and for a stainless steel folding camp stove, wood-fired camp stove, you can't get better than this for the super ultra light weight of it and the super slim the thickness of it when it's folded up. I don't think I really showed you. There's nothing to it folded up. It is really, really thin and light. And as you can see, it doesn't take much at all to put together. Very quick and easy. Fold it and then do this, slide these together. Be careful with the edges because they can cut you if you're not careful. Alright, there we have it. Now I put it inside out. Again, you get to see how quick it is to take it apart. There is no real inside or outside until you start to use it, from what I saw anyway. But anyway, now I've got one side that's dirty and one side that's clean. There we go. So you fold in the bottom tray and pop it together. Now it's a little bit breezy out here, so I'm not sure how this is going to hold up. So I'm going to get some twigs. There's a lot of burnable material right here nearby and some leaves. Everything's available right here. And I'm just going to get a fire going in here. And basically just throw your tinder, throw your twigs and sticks in there. It's just a wood stove. It is a wood burning or wood fired camp stove. So here in upstate New York, as long as you have to make sure you follow the laws and regulations of the area where you're at, but pretty much in a survival situation it won't matter, but pretty much in upstate New York you're always going to have flammable materials to start to cook your food with, no matter where you are. I'm sure even in the city you could find something to burn and cook your food with in an emergency situation. So I would strongly advise anybody, including people in the city, to get one of these stoves like this because it's so affordable, it's so lightweight, and it's so tiny. I mean, nobody has an excuse not to have one. And the fact is, this could save your life because it could be a heat source, it could be a cooking supply or source for you, and it's affordable and it's super light. I mean, seeing that, it takes up no space in your pack. I keep it with me in my Fieldline Pro Series bag that I carry around, which is my food bag. Alright, so I'm going to get this going and we'll be back in a few minutes once I get that burning nicely. And I've got my stove burning a bit. You want to get some coals built up in there before you start to cook. And now I'm building up the bigger and bigger pieces of wood. Pretty decent size now. I want to get some real cooking going on now. Now I started out feeding from the top, but now that the fire is going well, I'm going to start feeding from the front in. And now it's time to get out my food in my pot and start cooking. As I get this stabilized here. There we go. You get a good fire going. I've got one of my favorite little packing meals. This is the Indian meals. These are, by the way, all natural. It's just food. There's no chemicals or junk in there. Now, as a reminder, where'd I put it? Oh, it fell out just now. As a reminder, there is a alcohol fuel adapter that comes with this stove that sits on that plate inside, and then you can cook with alcohol as well instead of using the wood. So it's a dual-purpose stove, which is good. Some ash in there. This is my wood stove cooking pot. Now, as I'm rinsing and preparing to get my food going here, now this is just for me, so I generally would not be using my hands like this if I was cooking for a guest, but it's just me. Now, when you're working with fire like this, be careful. Work safe, and make sure that the area around is cleared. You can see I've cleared the area of leaves here, and I'm on a rock. So, and also make sure that the wind isn't going to blow your flames or your stuff out somewhere. Now this is probably going to cook really fast, actually. This is just a heat and eat. It's a really nice rice dish, and you just add a little bit of water to soften it. So, honestly, in all, I think I've worked on this maybe 5 minutes to get a good flame going. Now, I will tell you, the stove does sort of warp inwards while it's burning. So you've got to make sure it's sitting on a flat surface and it's stable. And also, I had one day when I was experimenting, the wind actually blew my stove away. So it's very important that you make sure that your stove is in a safe place, and that the wind isn't going to take it away, that the flames are not going to get out of hand, because you're dealing with real wood fire and real flammable materials. So just be careful as you work, and you'll have yourself a very fine meal on this wood stove in no time. There's a front feed there, as you saw. Feed the wood in from the front. Keep filling that up. Alright. Yeah, and all the ribs. Alright, whatever. Alright, put that in the pan there. This is good stuff. I love this heat and eat stuff from the Indian Meals. I can't say the brand, Kohinoor or whatever. But I love this stuff. For trail food, that is the best. Now I want to just put a little bit of water in there to moisten up the rice, because it's packaged a little dry, which is probably how, let me put my fork, how they preserve it for long term like they do. I had a fork out here. Here we go. There's chunks of like tofu and stuff in there. So we put it on the stove and stir it up. And this is, like I said, this is going to cook in no time. This is a stove from Tom Top Ltd. I'll put the website link down below, and you can go ahead and check it out. And also, they sell heat shields, which I'll be getting and trying out. I would strongly advise getting the heat shield to go with this as well. That'll help you on windy days to keep your stuff from your stove from blowing out, and to keep the heat into the food and not being blown off by the wind. By the way, check out Tater's Homestead. I saw he had a really nice rocket stove, and he can tell you from experience what the wind will do to your cooking time if you're out there on a windy day out in the field. But he's got a really nice rocket stove that's going to save him some money. Well, anyway, this here everybody can afford. This stove here is, I think everybody should have one if you can afford it. I think it's like, I don't know, I'll put the price down below too, because I don't want to lie to you. I'm out in the forest right now. You hear that starting to sizzle? You hear that? That's cooking fast. This is live here. I'm not cutting, I'm not editing. Once you get the a good set of coals going on in here, after about 5 minutes of burn, it's a 5-minute prep time for this stove. From putting it together to having it burning to cooking, it's a 5-minute prep time. And once you get it going, you're cooking. I mean, this is quick. Look, I'm cooking. I'm steaming here. I'll be eating in a couple minutes. So I would say from taking out of your pack to prep time to cooking and eating your meal, I'll know once I check my camera here, but maybe 8, maybe 10 minutes max with a handful of twigs. It doesn't get better than this, people. Look at that. Now, with open flame like this, you got to really keep stirring your food. If it's a wet food, like if it's a drier food like this, you got to really stir it. It's going to burn onto the bottom of your pan, which is always an issue. All right, dinner is served. There we go, everybody. Dinner is served. There's the folding camp stove from Tom Top, and look at that steaming. It's sizzling. You can hear it sizzling. Can you hear that sizzle? Look at that. Now I can still keep cooking on here. I could boil some coffee. If I had another pot and I had the desire, I could keep cooking on here and just on the same sticks I put in here after I started. You watched me put them in. I could still keep cooking for a while. So now what you got to do is let that burn out before you pack it and let it cool off. So it actually is going to take less time to prepare this stove and cook your meal than it does to clean up and pack when you're done. So that's an advantage of stainless steel. I can pick it up already. Oh, looks can be deceiving outside. Oh boy, look at that steaming. That is hot. I'll tell you what, that is hot. Look at that. I gotta cool that down some. I overheated it. I was amazed how fast it cooked. I didn't expect it. Seriously, this was faster than cooking on the stove inside. It was free energy. Huh? You buy yourself a stove like this, and as long as you've got sticks and twigs and flammable material around, you can burn cord cobs, you can burn pine cones, anything you can burn, you can cook with this stove. And it is designed for an open fire inside, so it's made to take it. Now, I don't know if you can see, let me grab the camera and show you something up close. See, the sides have bowed in a bit. This is typical with this stove. It'll bow in a bit, and then when it cools off, it springs back into shape. Hasn't affected the stove operation or performance at all on me. Not at all. But there's, you get a better close-up look at the burning chamber. That'll still boil a pot of coffee. I've got my food ready to eat. I can boil a pot of coffee, and I could probably cook something else on those coals before that's done cooking. So, as you saw, it doesn't take much fuel, doesn't take much time. This is a really, really good stove. And another thing I like about it, it is windy out, and you don't have a lot of air inlet. It's not going to over... what am I trying to say? The wind can't get through there and cause too fast of a burn. The back is a complete shield, and I put the back towards the wind. That's facing the wind. So it's a well-built little stove for how it's designed. It doesn't get too much air flow so it doesn't get it doesn't burn too fast and the flame doesn't blow out, and all the heat went into my food, which I'm going to enjoy. So there it is, everybody. Tom Top LTD, ultralight, portable stainless steel backpacking and emergency survival stove. Check it out. Link will be down below in the description and in the comments. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to dig in and enjoy my meal. Troy from TR Tech Tactical and Survival, out. Hello everybody, the stove is cooled off. Now all I have to do is pop it open, knock the ash off, fold it up, put it back in a carrying case, and head out. Head for the trails. Talk to y'all later.